And having pledged to shut down its remaining coal-fired power plants by 2030, Germany is now going to fire up 10 gigawatts of mothballed coal-fired generators, which made up more than 28% of Germany's generated electricity last year. Renewables were only 41%. Last week, the Dutch joined the Germans and the Austrians in reverting to coal power. This is a direct consequence of ploughing into this renewable energy Paris Agreement without ever contemplating what the consequences would be when renewables don't meet our energy needs. Now, I often refer to Bjorn Lomborg. He's not a climate change denier, but he argued this week, and I quote, "For 3 decades, climate campaigners have fought to make fossil fuels so expensive that people would be forced to abandon them. Their dream is becoming reality. Energy prices are spiralling out of control and will soon get even worse," unquote. Bjorn Lomborg rightly says, quote, "While Western governments are blaming Russia's war on Ukraine, prices were already rising because of climate policies designed to choke fossil fuel investment," unquote. He went on, "The climate policy approach of trying to push consumers and business away from fossil fuels with price spikes is causing pain with little climate payoff," unquote. Why? Well, here is Lomborg's answer, quote, "Solar and wind are still only capable of meeting a fraction of global energy needs," he says. Argues Lomborg, even with huge subsidies and political support, solar and wind delivered just 9% of global electricity in 2020, unquote. At this point, heating, transport and vital industrial processes account for much more energy use than electricity. This means solar and wind deliver just 1.8% of global energy supply, unquote. When will people from the Prime Minister down wake up? They've read nothing, but they've been fed this dogma about renewable energy. As Bjorn Lomborg says, quote, "Even in the rich world, it's clear that few people are willing to pay the phenomenal price of achieving net zero carbon dioxide emissions." He mentions Germany, quote, "on track to spend more than $500 billion on climate policies by 2025, unquote. Now, the moral of the story is that policymakers, including Albanese, Bowen, Perrottet, Keane, Daniel Andrews, Palaszczuk, won't be able to continue to push expensive policies without a backlash. And as energy prices soar, so too will resentment and public protest. Bjorn Lomborg makes a simple point, quote, "With the trillions spent on green energy failing, last year saw the highest global emissions ever. This year, higher again." And as he rightly argues, quote, "Climate policies are broken." Well, they are the very policies our government is taking to the world. The consequences are about to hit. Bjorn Lomborg deserves the last say. Climate change, he says, quote, "will not be solved by making fossil energy unaffordable."